All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm just waiting for a couple of more people to come into the live before I start. Okay. This won't be no all nighter. Because I wasn't even gonna do a live at all, but I honestly didn't really feel like going in trying to put my camera together and my ring light and try to do a video. So I decided, okay, let me go ahead and get this live out because if I don't do it, then it ain't gonna happen. Okay, so what I would love for you guys to do is to share this video while you're here. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into a couple of things. I don't plan on being here, like I said, for too long. Maybe like 30 minutes, maybe 45 tops. I say this every damn live, but I already know that it's probably gonna be longer than anticipated. It just depends on how things go. Because sometimes I take calls whenever I feel like talking to the people, getting everybody else's opinion and all the other stuff. Okay. So I'm just waiting for a couple of more people to come in before I decide to get this show on the road. And I know that y'all want to see my damn face. Every time I'm not on camera, y'all be like, "Let me see your face. Let me see your face." I'm gonna show my face in just a second. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to come in and get themselves sitting down and all that stuff, and just waiting for me to give the business. Okay. Now, we're gonna talk about Kandi Burruss tonight, of course. This is what this live Yes for the Mess is all about. We talk about Kandi Burruss. And I know that we've been doing a lot of talk about the Housewives of Atlanta for the last couple of days. Y'all probably tired of me even talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta these past couple of days. But at the same point in time, I do think that they are way more interesting. Their news is way more interesting than anything else. That's just my opinion. Okay, that's my opinion on the situation. Okay, now let me put my phone on vibrate and let me put it on do not disturb because I don't want to be interrupted. Okay, so for everybody that's Team Scotty that's in the building, please put two thumbs up in the chat. Please put two thumbs up in the chat if you Team Scotty and you in the building. Please do so. The more thumbs ups that I see, I will show my face. That's all I'm saying. If you Team Scotty and you in the building and you ain't hate watching, put two thumbs up in the chat so I can start this thing on off. I see a couple of thumbs up in here. I see a couple of thumbs up. I know it's so. Basically, the rest of y'all, I about to say because I about to say because I know that's not all of the thumbs up because I about to say I know the rest of y'all is not hate watching. Okay, okay. So without any further ado, I'm trying to pull this article up first, y'all. Please don't give me a hard time. Let me pull it up right quick, and then I'm gonna come on film. Y'all can keep putting y'all thumbs up, though, in there though. Y'all can do that. Oh, ain't no article. Okay, so boom, here I go. Boom, here I go. And y'all see I'm representing. Y'all see I'm representing, right? Where are my aquas at? If you are aqua in the building, be sure to put this shit in the chat. If you are aqua, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you are aqua. Ooh, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? Okay, so like I said, I've been talking a lot about the Housewives of Atlanta for most of this week. For most of the, whatever. I've been talking about that Real Housewives of Atlanta more so than anything. Okay, and there have been reports about Phaedra. I did a video about Phaedra possibly returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I also did a video about Kandi speaking on her relationship with Porsha. Okay, I know we've already discussed it already, but it may be a time where in this video where we will discuss it again, so to speak. Okay, so I'm trying to find this audio of Kandi talking about whether or not she's going to leave the show or not. I'm trying to find it here. Let's see. Okay, I found it. Okay, y'all. So this is what we're gonna do because the video is where the audio is mainly like a minute and 30 seconds. So what I can do is I'm gonna play the audio for y'all. This is what I love about doing the lives though. Even though I love to pre-record my yes for the mess and edit it and do whatever I can, I do like going live because then I can play it without any hesitation. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this audio of Kandi talking about whether or not it's the near end for her. We're gonna talk about it on this live and then, do what it do. If I feel up to it, I just might take calls. I don't know. But I'm really not in the mood to take calls right now. But who's to say that I won't? Okay? So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna play this audio for y'all. And after the audio is done playing, then I'm gonna come back on camera and then we're gonna talk about it. Okay? So let me go off camera. And now it's time for it to be played. Here we go. Let me press play.
Going into this reunion, shooting this last season, does it look like the end is near for you, or are you still like, I'm loving this and want to keep going?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I feel like, it's a constant change up in the cast. It's a constant change up in where people are in their lives. I don't know is really my answer. I'm always contemplating when is my time for me to make a move.
But you have like a million jobs. You're like literally you have like 50 jobs. You don't need Bravo. So it's really up to you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, it's like definitely, it's a mutual choice. I always say it's a choice of a person if they want to stay, but also it's a choice of the network if they want you to stay. You know what I
They're
mean?
not going to get rid of you. But I do hope you handle it better than Nene did. She did not take it well. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna speak on that. But for me, it's like where I am. I've had a great relationship with the network. So it's like I don't think it would ever be a situation where it would be a bad thing. At least I hope wouldn't be. But who knows? I mean, it may be my time to say goodbye, and it may be my time to just be like, yeah, I'll stay a while longer. You never know. I'm still kind of like figuring things out.
Okay, so that was the audio of Kandi. I don't know what the name of this shit is, but I know she was on camera with two white women, and they were talking about whether or not if it's the end for Kandi Burruss or not. Now, here's my take on the situation. I'm not gonna say that it's the end for her, but I'm gonna say if it is the end for her, then how about a round of applause? Standing ovation. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, okay? Only because of the fact that Kandi has been on here consecutively, consistently, since 2009. That's 12 years she's been on this show. And as much as I love Kandi, y'all know I love me some Kandi. As much as I love Kandi, I really would not be upset to see her go at this point. I think that her life has come full circle. I think that she is where she needs to be in life, and I think that it could be time for her to get another show outside of these girls. I just feel like Kandi has definitely outgrown this platform. She's definitely outgrown the platform. Honestly, she has. Um, I would love to see the Escape Show come back. To be honest, I mean, the Escape Show was better than the Housewives of Atlanta that season. If you're really being honest with me, because if I'm really being honest with you, because the Escape Show had organic drama, it wasn't fake, it was real life issues that was going on amongst the group. So I would have loved to see the Escape Show come back and have another season. Honestly, I loved the Escape Show. And it's not because I'm an Escape stan or anything like that, but I did love the show. I love the show. So I would love to see the Escape show back. But I do know that she's working on a spinoff, and the spinoff is mainly about the OLG restaurant. And this is my take on it. If that's going to be what she got going on, then she can just leave the Housewives of Atlanta. Like she don't really need it. I feel like Kandi can carry her own show. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people call Kandi boring and things of that nature. But I just feel like if Kandi got her own show, it would be very entertaining because Kandi has entertaining people around her. And a lot of the times, the center focus of the show doesn't necessarily have to be that entertaining. Honestly, it don't have to be. I feel like Kandi has entertaining people around her. She has Mama Joyce. She got her Aunt Nora, her Aunt Bertha. We all love to see her mama and her aunts. We got Carmen, we got Don Juan. They're also pretty much entertaining to me. Like she has a great supporting cast, honestly. And when you have your own spinoff, long as your supporting cast is solid, then that's it. You don't really need nothing else, in my opinion. Like honestly, because with Keisha Cole's show, we didn't watch for Keisha Cole. We didn't give a fuck about Keisha Cole on the show. Yes, we loved her as a musician, but did we really care to see her on her show? We only watched for Frankie and Effie. We did not watch this for her. We watched it for Frankie and Effie. Let's just be real. We did not watch this show for her. If it wasn't for Frankie and Effie, this shit would not be popping like it was. And we just got to be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to be all the way 100 about that. So if it wasn't for Frankie and Effie, there would not be the way it is. Real shit. So with that being said, I do think that Kandi can have her own show. I think that Kandi would do well having her own show. That's my personal opinion. I know a lot of y'all don't want to believe that shit, but it's real. I do think that she can carry her own shit. She got an entertaining enough cast around her, so it'll be good. That's what I think. I think it'll definitely be good. I definitely don't want Phaedra back, and I really feel like the reason why she probably wants to get the hell on is because of the fact that all this stuff is going on, and everybody's talking about Phaedra coming back and all of this other stuff. And she's always said that she doesn't want to work with Phaedra anymore. She's always said that if Phaedra ever came back to the show, she was going to leave the show. You know what I mean? She was going to leave it if she came back. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. I honestly don't. That's just my take on that situation, honestly. So I just that's what I think. I think that she would be good with her own show. But I don't want Phaedra back. I don't want Phaedra back, period. I don't think that she's needed. I don't think that she's the draw that's going to bring everybody back. Because if we're, like I keep saying already, if we keep on saying that we want this fresh energy and all this other stuff, you want this fresh energy and shit like that. You want this, but yet and still y'all want to bring back like these old ass girls back to the show as if that's going to do anything. That's not going to bring a fresh energy. It's only going to bring back old shit. And don't nobody want to see that shit. Like, I don't. I don't. So, I mean, and all of y'all in my comments talking about Kandi is boring, but Phaedra is just as fucking boring to me. I'm sorry, but she is. Honestly. I just don't want to see Phaedra. I don't. I don't. I don't think Phaedra's really worthy of it right now, honestly. I don't think they need to bring back any old wives. I think they need to just focus on ushering in a new generation of women and just leave everybody else alone. Because if we're going to get rid of Kandi, we may as well get rid of Cynthia and just keep Kandi and Porsha and just build the show around them with new girls. That's just what I think. And a lot of people want to sit up here and talk about Kandi, and when it comes down to her, everybody want to say, well, all she ever does is talk about what businesses she opened and all this other stuff. What else? Like, what's the problem? Like, I'd rather watch her open her businesses and showing us what a real boss does than to sit around here and talk about and sit around and talk about people getting violated and lying about it and shit like that. Like, I'd rather see that. Like, what's the point? Like, why y'all be getting mad? Why y'all use that as something to use against her and all that stuff? Like, how many more businesses is she gonna open? Are y'all mad because she opening up a business? Like, she does have way more going on than any of these other women does. I mean, she's using a platform to promote her businesses. That's what you're supposed to do when you have a platform such as this one. You're supposed to do that. I don't understand some of y'all, honestly. I don't. I never ever understood why it was a problem for her to talk about her new businesses. I don't see what the problem is. I don't. I don't. Like, Lisa Vanderpump. See, somebody just said it in my chat. Lisa Vanderpump will talk about her businesses all the time on Housewives of Beverly Hills. But nobody had a problem with that. So y'all can say she can go on her YouTube channel and talk about it. What's the fucking point? She's on the show. She's on the show. She has every right. Like, when you on shows like this, you are supposed to take advantage of the platform and show exactly what you're doing. These other women ain't doing shit. They're not doing nothing. They're not showing us anything. Like, at least we know Kandi got businesses to open. We know that she got an empire going on. These other women ain't got shit. That's way more inspiring to me than anything. So I guess, but all y'all want to see is drama. If a person ain't bringing y'all no drama, then they need to go. Kenya bringing you all the drama in the world, but y'all can't handle it. And my thing about it is, let's see, what storyline would Phaedra even have if Kandi leaves that? If Kandi leaves, that storyline is gone and her and Kenya are cool. So what's the point of coming back? Exactly. Thank you. All they want is drama. They don't, they want a bunch of manufactured fake ass drama. They want a bunch of reads and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, girl, I feel like it's too late. They should have brought Phaedra back seasons ago. But then again, people probably would petition the show she came back years ago. Maybe so. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I really do. People complain about Candy talking about her businesses, but if it was nothing but drama, that then people would be complaining about her. Thank you. But it seems like that's what they want. Yes, Dum Dum and Phaedra are definitely cool. I really want Candy to get a spin-off show about her business. I think once those start, she can make her exit on top. I agree. But I'm not necessarily opposed to her not leaving the show. Like, she can leave um with her being on point. She got her businesses, she got her husband, she got her family. She can go just like that and just free up that space for somebody else. I think they should have kept Kenya, Eva, and Porsha. I don't want to see Drew, but keep Drew and then add two ladies and demote Cynthia and Candy to friends of the show. I can agree. Speak for yourself, because everybody ain't ready for Candy to go. I say get rid of all of them. That's easier said than done, though. That's never going to work. You can't just get rid of everybody. You got to gradually pick them off one by one. Because I remember one time it was a huge casting overhaul with the Housewives in New York City. They got rid of damn near half the cast, only left three, and brought in all them damn new people, and they were not happy about it. So you can't just get rid of everybody. You do have to keep a familiar face at some point. Thank you, Laughing Gemini. Kandi is hella busy with her businesses, and she's getting acting more acting gigs. Real Housewives of Atlanta would be the easiest thing for her to take off her plate. Exactly. She actually got stuff going on. She got her businesses. She's acting. She has a lot going on at one time. So she could go. It's cool. She could go. I like the crew they have now, but Kenya either needs a friend or a sparring partner. I agree. Why won't they just give us new housewives and let us love them like we love the OGs? Thank you. Exactly. Portia would befriend the devil if she has to. The question is, will Phaedra go in dealing with Portia? Why? Because Portia should have been fired. I definitely agree with that. I saw an interview Portia did years ago, and she said that when Phaedra told her the lie, she knew she wasn't telling the truth, but why bring it on the show if she knew it was a lie? Exactly. Exactly. But nobody wants to talk about that, though. Nobody wants to. I love Kandi, and I'd want to see her at least come back for season 14 and not go out on this dismissal season. I can understand that. I really want Kenya to leave as well. They will isolate her like they tried to do seasons 5 through 7 while Apollo was lying on her. Maybe give Kenya Kandi and Cynthia a spin off about their businesses. Sure, ain't nobody got a business but Kandi. What Cynthia got besides the wine cellar? Cause she ain't got the Bailey School. Candy's not a good actress. Not sure how successful her businesses are, but she does have businesses. Child, Nene wasn't a great actress either, child. So I mean, hey, if she can get on Glee, Candy can get on the shot, child. I never understood why Phaedra had to leave, but Portia stayed. I'm gonna tell you like this. I felt like both Phaedra and Portia should have got fired. That's my personal opinion. I think that Phaedra started the rumor, but Portia brought it to national TV. You know what I'm saying? So I think they both played a part in it, and neither party is innocent. And I think they both should have been fired. Real shit. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And let me just say something while we're talking about this. I just feel like people try to make a lot of excuses when it comes down to Phaedra. People try to say that Phaedra was hurt by Kandi and that's why she did what she did. That's not an excuse to say that somebody tried to drug somebody. Like, that's not an excuse. I don't care what anybody says about that. That's not an excuse. It's not an excuse, period. It's not an excuse. I don't think that even warranted that. From my vantage point, this is what happened between them. They were good during season 6. That was the last season they were really good in. Season 7 started, and that's when Phaedra was going through her divorce with Apollo. Things had just started. Kandi had an opinion. Um, she was basically saying that she should let the kids see their father while even though he's in jail. I just feel like as a friend, I feel like I should be able to speak my mind to you. Like if you're talking to me about something, I think that you should be able to allow me to voice my opinion on the situation. That's just what I think. I think that I should be able to voice my opinion if you're coming to me with it. Like that's just how I feel. So I think that when Candy felt like she should allow the kids to see their father, okay, Phaedra felt the way. Not only that, the whole thing with Apollo and Kenya came out, and Kenya basically, no, Apollo admitted that he lied on Kenya. That's something else. Kandi felt bad for Kenya because they all kind of ostracized her for like 2 years straight. All of them were believing what Apollo said. So Kandi felt bad and felt like everybody, including herself, owed Kenya an apology. So as time went on through season 7, um, there was a little bit of distance between Kandi and Phaedra. Um, Phaedra did not voice that to Kandi at first. She never voiced that to Kandi. She said it to Nene and Porsha, even though she said that she never talked to Nene and Porsha about Kandi. She did. The first time we heard of any type of issue between Kandi and Phaedra was when Nene was at the Mexican restaurant and she was in her talking head and she was talking about like a therapy session that they should have, and Kandi felt like she shouldn't be there because she didn't have no issue with anybody. But Nene said that you and Phaedra have not been close. Phaedra feels some type of way about this and that, and Kandi had no idea. She had to hear from Nene and Porsha. Then she came to Phaedra with the situation, and then Phaedra denied that there was an issue, even though she said it was an issue. She said that she felt like Kandi wasn't there for her. Kandi asked her were they fine, and Phaedra said they were. That's what she said. So then Candy's thinking that they're cool, but in our reality, they're really not because Phaedra is still lying. She's still holding in internal feelings towards Kandi. And this is where I started not to like Phaedra because of the fact is that if we are friends, you're not going to allow me to think that if we are friends, you're not going to allow me to believe that we're good and we're really not. You know what I mean? You're not going to allow me to think that we're good when we're really not. She sat up there and allowed this girl to think that they were good, to think that they were good and they were not good. You know what I mean? Like she asked her, "Are we good?" She said, "Yeah, we're good," but y'all really weren't good. So that just doesn't make any sense to me. So that was the beginning of the end right there. Then they had this dinner that Kandi put together, invited all the girls there, and that's when the Mr. Chocolate stuff came out. And then Kenya brought it to the table. Then Phaedra tried to hit it with a pocketbook. And then not only that, when it came down to it, Nene and Porsha got up and they all went outside with Phaedra and Kandi followed suit. Next thing you know, Porsha and Phaedra go out for lunch, and that's when Porsha added her 2 cents in, saying that I know me and you are definitely close, but we're not as close as you and Kandi, and I felt like she should have been a little more vocal. And then Porsche, and then Phaedra was like, "Yeah, yeah, child, that is crazy." Again, talking to Porsha about it, but not saying anything to her friend at the time. They talked about it again when they went to the Philippines. They discussed it. It should have been squashed in. We get to the reunion. Kandi is talking about how she had to go back and see everything that Phaedra had said about her on camera. She had no idea that they were having issues because Phaedra never told her that they were having issues. And that is the biggest thing for me. I feel like as a friend, if you got a problem with me, tell me that. If I did something to offend you, let me know that I did something to offend you. Let me know if I did something to offend you. Let me know what I did wrong. You know what I mean? Let me know if I fucked you over some kind of way. Because one thing about me is that if I'm told that I am wrong, I would definitely own up to that. Whether I knew I was wrong or whether I felt like I was wrong, I obviously wronged you. So I'm sorry for making you feel that way. I apologize for making you feel that way. I apologize for this. I apologize for that. That gets rid of any kind of miscommunication that we could possibly have. If you would just come to me and let me know exactly what it was that I did to you that offended you and pissed you off. Phaedra did not do that. She sat there in the background and she allowed Nene and Porsha to tell Kandi how she felt when Kandi was supposed to be her friend. Miscommunication for no apparent reason. That could have been just, we could have got past that just like that. But instead, Phaedra wants to be fake about it and be phony about it and do things behind closed doors and not say shit. Like, for me, I feel like this. If I did something to you, you tell me. Because if I don't know that there's a problem, then I ain't got no problem. You the one with the problem, not me. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And I just, Phaedra is a Scorpio, and I don't normally get along well with Scorpios at all. And Phaedra is a Scorpio, and I know that Scorpios can be a tad bit needy. They want your undivided attention, but at the same time, they don't want to they can't do the same thing for you. Like, she wanted Kenny to be here for her, but she just dismissed everything else that was going on in Kenny's life as well. So we get into season 8. Kandi and Porsha, oh no, Kandi and Phaedra, however, Kandi and Phaedra, they were more so on the surface. They really haven't had a conversation. They were more surfaced. They had a convers after that. They had conversation, and Phaedra mentioned that she felt a way about Kandi and Todd holding Apollo stuff. Give me one moment. Let me turn this heater on right quick. I'm gonna finish. Scorpios are needy. The ones that I know are. Just saying. Anyway, so they they talked. Phaedra felt some kind of way about the stuff that Kandi had in her house that belonged to Apollo. So this is where I have a disagreement with most people. People feel as though Kandi took Apollo's side in this whole situation that went down with Phaedra. I don't agree with that. I think what really happened was Todd and Apollo were friends. They were great friends, as a matter of fact. They were great friends, just like Kandi and Phaedra was. But because of the fact that Todd Todd and Apollo were also friends, and Todd took Apollo's side, that basically placed Kandi in a bad position. Honestly, it put her in a bad position because you got my girl here who's going through it with this man, and my husband is also friends with this man, and it just puts me in a bad place. So it just it just wasn't a good place for her. And Phaedra said that she felt that they, did my husband make such an impact on them that they would try to hurt me by putting this stuff in here. And Kandi was like, hurt you? You know what I mean? Kandi didn't really realize, okay, that was hurting her or something like that because she had the stuff in the house. Now, after they set up here and they cried and talked and had this conversation, they hugged and everything else. Soon as she got with Porsha, she was throwing shade. She was being two-faced. You not Phaedra, the type of person that'll say that she's forgiving you, but you know that she hasn't. She ain't forgiving nothing. Okay, not a damn thing. That's what she's saying, but she's not. Then the whole situation with Todd and the DVD situation, and Phaedra hadn't paid him yet for it. That was another dagger to Kandi and Phaedra's relationship. And then, on top of that, we trying to rebuild our relationship, but you beefing with my man about a workout video. You know what I'm saying? That's something else. Then it's kind of like, Phaedra pretty much played Todd. She played Todd with the DVD. That's taking money out of his pocket and out of his kids' money. So it is what it is. That's just how I came across. So then um she started saying, oh, poor Todd. He might be scrounging over for some spare change, or maybe his weekly allowance from Kandi isn't keeping him afloat anymore. That was below the belt, which is something that Phaedra always does. Always throwing people below the belt. Always throwing people under the bus. Always saying some shit that's below the belt all the time. So she said that. We get to the reunion. We find out that the feds then came to Kandi and Cynthia's house. Kandi suspected that Phaedra called the feds because of the simple fact that she was pissed off at Todd for making a tweet about something, and days later, boom, the feds pop up. So it's pretty much like, okay, did she do this? Did she do that? Did she do this? Blah, 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 blah. So, because Kandi felt like she called the feds on her, Phaedra felt some kind of way. But to me, Phaedra was being fake the whole time. So it's kind of like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, it was put out there like Kandi was being two-faced to Phaedra in regards to the whole keeping Apollo's things in her house. Kandi and Phaedra were not speaking. We also have to put that into perspective. They were not speaking. But at the same time, when Apollo came to their house, asking them to keep their stuff, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, okay, well, you know, she obviously knows, so it is what it is. And I would have felt the same way. Like, if he up here openly bringing the shit to my house, I'm pretty sure that Phaedra knows about it. But Phaedra didn't know about it, so she felt some kind of way about the situation at hand. You know what I mean? She felt some kind of way, and that's her right to feel some type of way. Kandi explained herself. She said that she didn't think that it was she didn't think that it was a secret. Phaedra said, but you didn't tell me. So it's kind of like, okay, you know what I mean? Whatever. If that's how you taking it, then that's how you take it, my dear. I'm speaking on my opinion. I ain't trying to tell nobody who to like or who not to like. This live is for everybody that's watching. It's an open discussion. So no. Um so she felt a way about it. That's how we ended the reunion. So then we go into season 9. We find out that some dude wants to blow Phaedra the fuck up. Mama Joyce was talking about it. And then, Kandi told Mama Joyce to leave it alone. And she, and all the other stuff. So then, after that, it was kind of like Phaedra felt uncomfortable about the things that Mama D had said. So she went to Kandi to confront her about it. And all she wanted to do was talk about what Mama D had said. But Kandi wanted to put on the table everything that has happened. So Kandi was still feeling a way um about the way she was portrayed during season 7. That's really being real. She was portrayed as though she wasn't there for Phaedra. She was portrayed like she was a bad friend. She was portrayed like she really wasn't looking out for Phaedra. But all the while, Phaedra was talking to another man the entire time. Like, she knew what was going on with Phaedra. She knew that the Mr. Chocolate thing was true. She knew it was, but she didn't put on blast. You got me looking like a fake ass bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got me looking you got me looking like a fake ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like you got me looking a certain kind of way. You got me feeling like you got people feeling like I'm not there for you. You got people feeling like this and that about me. And now, you know what I mean? If the hate is real, then get the hell out. This ain't even no bashing nobody campaign. If you feel like it's so much hate up in here, then get the hell out. It's an open discussion. Like, please, ugh. Let me shut up. Let me focus on what's going on here and not that. Okay. Anyway, so she felt like, okay, you got it, you put it out here to the people that you're this doting wife that's devastated about her husband, you know what I'm saying, going to prison, but you already got another man in your pocket. And now you got me looking bad and you making me look bad all the way around. You know what I'm saying? So she put that out there, which was wrong. You don't blast your friends on camera about things that you already knew about them or whatever. It really went against everything that you stand for. You just went in on Nene like 2 seasons ago saying that you don't blast people with stuff that you knew about them after y'all are not friends. So that was hypocritical on your part because you basically did what you was condemning Nene for doing. So that's a bit hypocritical. So you went and did that. But at the same time, I feel like maybe she felt like her back was against the wall and she needed to you know, clear her name or talk about what happened. You know what I mean? Because if you were acting some kind of way in front of me, but acting another way in front of people, trying to keep up appearances, then of course I got something to say about it. You know what I mean? So after that point, it was on. After that, you got it. Then you bring in Porsha. After that, Kandi had told Cynthia and Kenya about her conversation with Phaedra. It got back to Porsha and Shamia. Porsha confronts Kandi about it, and then it goes haywire from there, basically inserting herself in the situation between Kandi and Phaedra. Had nothing to do with her, but she put herself in it. And then later on down the line, you know, it went from being Kandi and Phaedra to Kandi and Porsha. Basically, Phaedra feeding Porsha things behind the scenes and allowing her to say it in the public, allowing her to say the things that she don't want to say on camera. The same things that y'all accuse Kandi of doing. Let's keep it 100 here. We all say that Kandi allows Carmen, Nene, no, not Carmen, Nene, Carmen. I don't have to give Nene no type of slack. I didn't give Kandi no slack this time, so she ain't getting it. Next, because it's still wrong. Why do I need to give Nene any slack for anything? It's wrong, just like it was wrong when Kandi did it. So no, Aaron, I'm sorry. Ain't nobody getting no slack. It's wrong. Um, damn, I lost my damn. Basically, her Candy Coated Click and Mama Joyce. People always say that she allowed the people that she is cool with to speak her mind for her and say things that she doesn't want to say. But that's exactly what Phaedra also did with Porsha. Behind the scenes, she talking shit. She letting Porsha say the shit that she don't want to say because she don't want her image to be total fuck up. So she gonna let Porsha tear up her own damn image for her sake. And that's what happened. So it went from this being a Kandi and Phaedra issue to a Kandi and Porsha issue. You know what I mean? So then this drug and stuff come about. Porsha said that, let me tell you what I heard about you. You said that you planned on drugging me and taking me back to your house. We find out we didn't see it right away when they first sat down because Bravo had cut it out. But then when we get to Hawaii, that's when we find out that she also said something about you know, the drugging stuff. Miss B, no, no. She didn't really expose Porsha for anything. If you remember the scene itself, Kandi was sitting at the gym with Sheree. She was talking to Sheree about Block and the child support and everything that went down with that. She casually mentioned that Porsha told her some things that Block said about her. And Sheree said, does Porsha know the baby daddy? And Kandi said, yeah, she used to kick it with him. That's all she said. That is all she said. That is all she said. And it didn't warrant anything else. What happened was that Sheree went back and told Porsha that Kandi said that Porsha fucked Block, and that's not what she said. She said that Porsha dated Block, which is why she knew of the things that Block had said because Block had been talking shit about Kandi to Porsha. And Porsha told Kandi, and Kandi mentioned it to Sheree. Sheree twisted what Kandi had said, and Kandi told her exactly what she said. She said, I didn't go into your sex life. I said that y'all dated. But at the end of the day, you did have sex with him. So, no, so that's not the same thing. She didn't necessarily expose anything. All she did was mention that her baby daddy was talking shit about her to Porsha. Sheree wanted to know how did Porsha know her baby daddy, and she told her Porsha dated Block in the past. That's how she knew. What's the big deal? Okay, so y'all fucking with somebody who remembers every goddamn thing. Okay, I remember everything. Okay, period. So y'all can't put shit past me. They did not start with Phaedra. Stop. Kandi sleeping with a married man ain't got nothing to do with this. We already know that she slept with a married man. Who the fuck cares? The married man was a married man when he fucked her. So are we gonna put some blame on him too? Let me just ignore you, okay? Because Kandi sleeping with a married man is not the issue here. Who the fuck cares about that? That's not the issue here. We're talking about Kandi and Phaedra. Anyway, so the drug and shit comes about. And when it comes up again, Porsha says, you told someone that you was gonna drug me and take me to a sex dungeon. Everybody wants to sit up here and say that Porsha asked her, did she say that? No, Porsha said, you told someone that you was gonna drug me. I don't speak on lies, I speak on truth. And that's what I did. I spoke on truth. That's what she said. So she was saying as if it was fucking true. So, and at the same time, Phaedra sitting in the cut, drinking on her drink, not saying a word, um letting Porsha take the heat. She's sitting back, hands clean, letting her so-called freak to her frack take the blame. Straight up. And that was foul. She's sitting there knowing where it came from, but she letting Porsha take the blame. So we get to the reunion, and this is where everything comes out. Apparently, there was a cease and desist that was sent to Porsha. And then she said, I'm going to have Phaedra speak because she's the one who told me that Kandi said that. And then Kandi looked at Phaedra and said, you said that? Boom. And that's how we found out. So it just goes back to everything that I just said. Regardless of what happened, you don't go and make up some shit like that about somebody just because you hurt. That's not good enough for me. Hold on. That's not good enough for me. Hold on, Lil Mackie. Kandi and Block's relationship is irrelevant here, so I don't even know why we even discussing this right now. Okay, so now since we gotten through the timeline of everything, because I sat here and I explained everything that happened from season 7, 8 on down to 9. So here's the thing here. Let's just go back down the list again and just talk about what happened leading up to the lie that was told. Phaedra felt like Kandi wasn't there for her. That's number one. Phaedra felt like Kandi wasn't there for her. Phaedra did not voice that to Kandi. Nene and Porsha did. After Nene and Porsha did, Kandi came to Phaedra. Phaedra said there was no issue. Lies. It was an issue. You said it was an issue. Lies. Okay. The main thing throughout this entire season is that she felt as though Kandi was not there for her, despite the fact that they all had things going on. So my thing is, I feel like this is what happened, and this is probably what started this whole breakdown. I think that it was a situation where, um, a situation where Phaedra was going through this. Phaedra was going through that. Phaedra was going through this. Kandi had just gotten married. Kandi was going through her own issues in her marriage due to the families feuding. Her play got canceled. She also had a family member that was going to prison. They both had a lot of things going on at the same time. So Kandi couldn't necessarily focus that much on Phaedra as she probably would have in the past because she had her own issues going on. And sometimes as friends, we do have to have the space to deal with our own issues before we can deal with your issues as well. And I think that Phaedra may be the type of person that's very needy and very clingy and probably feels as though because, you know, we're friends, I need you to be there for me whenever I need you to be there for me. You know what I mean? And me as an Aquarius, I don't like clingy people and I don't like possessive people. And I just can't. Like, if I need my space regardless. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I need my space. But I do feel like they both was going through things at the same time. So it could have been a situation where Kandi cannot focus on Phaedra as she would have in the past because she had her own situation going on. But because Phaedra got this going on, and because Nene and Porsha are both going through public divorces, they know exactly where she's coming from. Kandi just now getting married, so it's like she don't get it. Nene and Porsha get it. So, that's what I think about it. So I think that they both had a lot going on at one time, and they all had a lot going on at one time, and they both can't they couldn't Candy just couldn't see about Phaedra the way that Phaedra would have wanted her to. So that's what I took from it. Phaedra felt away, and that's how it all started. Then you go into the situation with the DVD, how Phaedra and Todd was having a disagreement about the DVD and about the payments of the DVD, about the stuff that was put up in Candy's house that belonged to Apollo and how Phaedra felt away about that. All of that does not constitute you making up a lie about somebody drugging somebody. I don't care how hurt you are, that is way too vindictive and too spiteful for me. It is. I don't care how hurt I am. I can't do it. I can't do it. It is what it is. I can't do that. I cannot do that, period. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. I can't do that. Like, no, I don't give a fuck how mad I am at you. I'm not gonna go through that many licks to get shit to get you back. For what? That shit is evil to me. I can't. So with that being said, this is why I don't like Phaedra. This is why I don't like Phaedra. I think that she is too much, like too fucking much. I do think that not only did they have their own personal dramas, but I do think that their husbands also played a part in this rift because they were great friends. And I feel like Phaedra may have wanted Kandi to just take her side. And then, you know what I mean? This probably was like, this my husband. I'm gonna ride with my husband. It's just whatever. I don't know, but I think their issues really could have been handled. But when you add shit about drugging somebody and shit like that, then nah, bruh, that's too much. That's too much for me. And that is my timeline of Kandi and Phaedra's breakdown of their friendship. Because everything was fine until after Kandi got married. And after Kandi got married, Apollo, was going to jail. That's what happened. That's where all the issues started. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to take calls, but I got a feeling that somebody gonna piss me off. And people be wanting to go in chats and be messy as hell instead of just, having a good time up here having a conversation. You know what I mean? So should I take calls or not? If y'all got something y'all want to say, so if anybody got something that they want to add to this conversation, um, I'll share the link. I share the link. I guess I'll do it. If anybody has anything they want to add to this conversation, most definitely click on the link. I definitely agree, Tierra W. I definitely agree with that. And another thing that somebody else mentioned is this right here. Kandi, I don't want to fault Kandi for this because I've been guilty of this myself. So this is what I'm gonna say. Phaedra did heinous things to other people on the cast. I'm pretty sure that Kandi knew that Phaedra was trying to get in contact with Nene's half sisters to have a conversation with them to dig up dirt on them. I see you calling. Give me 1 second. Let me make my point, and then I'm gonna let you on. Okay? Um, Kandi knew. Damn, everybody coming in at the same time. Kandi knew that Phaedra did what she did to Nene behind her back, trying to film with her sister and shit like that. She knew that. And she still remained friends with her. And I guess she felt as though she would never do that to me. She would never do that to me. That's my best friend. She'll never do that to me. She don't like that bitch. Of course she gonna do it to her, but she'll never do that to me. I have been guilty of that because I was friends with somebody and I saw how they treated several different people, but I never thought that I would be subjected to that. I never thought that I would be the one, I would be subjected to any of that. And I sat there and I watched them treat other people horribly. And it didn't matter to me because they wasn't doing it to me. You know what I mean? And I always felt as though I'm gonna be loyal to a fault. I'm gonna ride with you regardless of what you do, long as you don't cross me. And I'm sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, riding with you, and you doing fuck shit, and then you turn around and you do the same fuck shit to me. So it's kind of like Kandi seen Porsha Phaedra for who she was, but she had to learn the hard way. That's why I won't criticize her for that, because I did the same thing. I'd be a big ass hypocrite for criticizing. I've done the same damn thing. I see you treating somebody fucked up. I see you doing that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't think, oh no, you would never do that to me. Oh no, you would never do that to me, period. Okay? But these call ins are coming in real quick. I see 4 people. Well, I see 4. Somebody left. But I see 3 people backstage. So I'm going to allow them to come in one by one. Let me take my phone off to not disturb. I'm gonna give them 3 minutes to talk because I don't want to be up here for too much longer after I take these calls. So I'm gonna set my timer or whatnot, and I'm gonna set it to like 3 seconds. I'm gonna give everybody 3 seconds apiece to speak they might. Well, nah, I mean 4 minutes. I'll give y'all 4 minutes. How about that? I'll give everybody 4 minutes to speak their mind, and then we can move on to the next person. So the first person up is Nikki. Okay, so Nikki, you are up,
Uh,
my dear. How you doing?
all
Let me
right, how are
stop.
you, Scotty? Actually,
I'm great.
you're spot on with everything you said from the past season because I watch it all the time on Hulu. So,
Yes,
um,
yes, yes.
I don't, I don't feel like Phaedra should come back for season 14 because
Mhm.
first of all, she gonna have to show her whole life, and she don't want to. I feel
Right.
like. And
No, she doesn't.
it's a good like it's hopeful for them to have a conversation, but in order for them to have the conversation, Phaedra will have to really own up to everything,
And I don't feel like
and
she
she had that
will.
opportunity to own up to it for season 9, and she didn't.
Right. She didn't. I feel like they may have kept her on the show had she took accountability, but she didn't.
Yes,
So it's
she
like,
pro-
I don't know. And
she probably
one thing that I
yeah like
forgot to mention in the time
hmm
one thing that I forgot to mention in the timeline was the situation that she did with the Johnny dude. I forgot to mention that she was being vindictive
yeah,
too.
that was
I forgot
trifling.
to mention that. Yeah, and she knew it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, whatever. But if Kenny would have brought Angela Stanton on the show, then that would have been a
Yeah,
big thing. You know what I mean? So I feel as
ex-
though people give her I don't see how she still has so many people supporting her after that. And I used to love Porsha and Faith, but I can't. That's the
but
only
the
thing.
funny part to me is like when they talk about the top housewives, they don't really mention Phaedra like that.
Right? They don't. They
Because
don't.
they always talk about, Kenya, Kandi, Nene, and Porsha as the main ones, along with Ramona and Teresa.
Yeah.
And what else I was gonna say? Yeah, if she would have owned up to everything at that reunion, she probably might not have her peach on the show. She probably would have came back as a friend for season 10. Just like how Porsha didn't have her peach in season 7, and she had to earn her way back for season 8.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like
Facts.
season 9, she really didn't have that much of a storyline like that.
Who, Phaedra?
Yeah,
She didn't. Because all she had was her beef with Candy, but at the same time, it really wasn't her
and
beef
Kenya
anymore
too.
because Portia, yeah, and it really wasn't her beef anymore because Portia took it off. So she really didn't have a beef. And I don't know, like, and people in the
And
comments talking about she don't need to show her whole life. She could just show her kids. I don't give a fuck about her kids. No disrespect, but I don't.
yeah, and and I feel like for season 9, I felt like she was defeated in a sense
Mm-hmm. Most
because she really
definitely
didn't
she
have that
was.
much comebacks like she usually do.
It was nothing she could say, honestly. Like, what could she really say after everything that she did? It was really nothing that she could do or say. Like, it was nothing she could do to
Even
fix that situation.
because even Even with I feel like they were ping ponging her on the show, Kenya and Shamia with their reads.
Yeah, because Shamia read her down. She read her down. I ain't gonna lie, she did.
And I feel like Porsha gonna run back to if Phaedra come back. She gonna run back. Porsha gonna run back to Phaedra like she did with Nene.
Oh yes, most definitely she is.
And I feel that's another trigger for Kandi too with Phaedra. So
Exactly. Well, the timer just went off, child. Thank you for coming up. I got like four shit. Now it's four people behind you now,
let me
child.
just say
So
one more thing. I feel like they need to keep the current cast and maybe add one or two more peach holders.
I could get with that. I could get with that.
Yeah, and if Kandi wants, I don't really want her to leave the show, but if she does, maybe her time is up.
Yeah,
All
I
right, it was
agree.
nice
But thank you for coming up, though. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. No problem. Okay. Next up is Willie. I hope I don't come up here. Don't be saying shit. Now, you ready to talk? Let me start this. Let me start this timer as I let you up here. You are on now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear you
me?
now.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's funny to me. Mine is different, but it's funny to me that a lot of people like to blame Kenya for being dark. But to be honest, Phaedra and Nene was the reason that the show was so dark because everything was kind of about reading people and getting people together. Then Kenya came on, and she just was doing what the older OGs was doing. But another thing I wanted to say is too is that I don't think they need to keep the keep the same cast members. I think they should keep Cynthia, Kenya, and Kandi next season and build the show around them because they bring authentic, like they build realness to the show. Everything about Portia seems fake and phony. Drew auditioned for the show like 3 or 4 times, so you know she's thinking of it as an acting gig. So she don't need to come back, and Phaedra don't need to come back because she's a liar. So I think they need to build the show around Kenya, Cynthia, and Kandi. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I do agree with the Kenya thing, though. I'm not the biggest fan of Kenya. I do think that she gets a raw deal a lot of the times, and I do think that it's easier to point the finger at Kenya when all goes wrong. And I think it's unfair, and I think it's a big double standard when it comes down to Kenya because I think if okay, if Porsche and go on camera and say somebody tried to drug me when she knew that that wasn't the case. If Kenya did that, all hell would loose and nobody would ever let it go. They would never let it go. They would hold her to the cross for it forever. But when it's Portia, it's she's grown. Let it go. She's
Yeah,
grown. Let it
and
go. What you want to bring up
can you
old
imagine
shit?
if
But when it comes
Phaedra
down to
if Phaedra
Kenya, we
lied
can bring
about
up.
can you imagine if Phaedra said that
Go
lie
ahead.
about Kenya? People would be believing that to this day, even though it was proven to be a
They
lie.
would. They would. They definitely would. But just like they're doing with Candy right now. I think that with that being said, it's like I can't get with it because people always want to get mad with me and call me a Porsche hater all the time. It's not that I'm a Porsche hater. I'm holding her accountable, which most people are not doing. I feel like no one holds her accountable. I'm one of the few that holds her accountable, and I'm going to keep holding her accountable. And I think that with that being said, you know, we don't want to talk about what Portia did, but it keeps following Cam everywhere she goes at this point. Now,
Mhm.
Ti and Tiny got these charges against them, and what do we do? The first place we go back to,
Link Candy to it.
oh
Hmm.
my God, Phaedra must have been telling the truth. Phaedra must have been all because her friends are involved in this. So it's still following this woman to this day. And when Candy said that talking about season 9 is a trigger, people don't understand that. It is a trigger. People have triggers about things like traumatic shit that goes on in the past. Any little thing can be a trigger. So I don't understand how people can get past it and act like it was not a big deal. I don't get it, but it is what it is.
And I was gonna say too, another thing too, this season could have been so much better if they wasn't trying to protect Portia. If they started airing the shit like at Ty's birthday party, like they supposed to, and stop trying to protect certain people's images and paint people as these characters and stuff like that, it made way much better. But every season around Ty's birthday party, Portia acted damn fool. Cause remember last season she was
Mm-hmm.
up there fighting one of Dennis' ex-boyfriends. So if they stop trying to protect Portia, the show could have been 10 times better. Sports is gonna be the downfall of that show when they keep trying to protect that hoe. Remember last
I
season when
agree.
Kenya was on Candy Speak on it, right? She was saying that it was
Mm-hmm.
another scene they cut out where Portia was telling that she admitted to lying on Candy. So they keep editing this shit out to make Portia look good, and they fucking up. But I'll let you go ahead and get to your next
That's
caller.
true. All right, thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. I agree with every fucking thing you said. So, I appreciate you coming up here. Thank you so much. Okay, next up is Desiree. Um, I ain't gotta tell you to be ready to talk because you've been up here many a times and your ass be ready to talk anyway. So I'm gonna let you come up here. As I let you come up, let me get this timer started as you come up and go. What's going on, Desiree?
Hey, Scotty, you know me. I'll be up here all pretty much all the time. But I came up here and be like, yeah, I
Uh
agree with
huh.
everything you said. Say, I don't want to see Phaedra back on my TV. I really don't. I barely watched it on Marriage Boot Camp. I can, I can forgive you, but I don't down me. I gotta mess with you, especially if it becomes something serious as a lie as I try to drug you. And people should take that very serious. That's nothing light to play with and everything. And so, like I said, I think Phaedra, since the beginning, is a fraud and a phony. Her and Apollo, they both crooks in my book. Like I said, I would never believe somebody who's taking drug money out of the parking lot. And a person like can you say fighting for a virginity in a jail cell. I ain't about to believe you. What's your credibility? And then come out and say, and he at least he had the balls. Apollo had the balls to say, come out and say, yes, Kenya, I had lied on you, saying that you offered fellatio to me, and I saw you in LA. At least he had the balls. He went to jail and said he lied. Phaedra does not have any of that. You could be you caught red handed and still don't have like to say I'm sorry. Like I said, you would have took accountability. It probably would have been different and stuff like that. I think her
Mm-hmm.
license at that point should have been taken away. Her lawyer license should have been taken away. That's like I said, like you playing too much. Like and you talk about you Jesus, like you God, and like you like the Christian. That's what I hate. Sometimes go about church because they just want to be feel like they holier than thou, but you do the most. Like you, the one who be the most reckless in church. It just don't make no sense.
Right.
It's really like I said. I
I
don't want to
just,
see her back on my TV.
yeah, because what else is she gonna get? She's not entertaining unless Apollo in her back pocket. So if you're gonna bring her back, then you may as well bring Apollo and his wife back.
It's like the only thing that might be interesting is like if she's having sex with Apollo right now, and she decides to. That's probably be the interesting thing. Other than that, I don't want to see Apollo really. But I don't want to see him either. Like
I don't want to see neither one of them. I could do without seeing neither one of them. But I just feel like if you're gonna bring her back, then that's it. That's what you need to bring her back with. You're gonna have Apollo as a package deal because she's not interested by herself. And I don't see why anybody anyway. I just feel like she's a liar and she's
I,
just
I
a
both
liability to
Portia
me. I
and Phaedra are
think.
liars to me. Portia and Phaedra. Portia get caught in
Hmm.
so much lies. I'm like, girl, can you keep up with yourself? Can you really keep up with yourself? It's
But
been
no one's
proven,
gonna call her out on it. No,
and
but no
I
one is ever going to put her on blast about it.
only person that does
They let
that
her
too.
like,
The only person who will
but
try to hold her accountable is
and
Kenya,
her
but everybody gets
fans
mad.
and her fans let her get away with everything. And when someone like myself calls her out on her lies, call her out
Mhm.
on the phoniness, they get mad with me. It's just I can't. It's just my thing about it is like I think someone said that I was obsessed with Candy yesterday when I did my
Mhm.
video about Phaedra. Like I don't want Phaedra. Like it's my opinion. It's not about me being obsessed. I don't like Phaedra
Mhm.
and I don't like Porsha. I just think that they're liars. I don't like
Mhm.
liars. In my real life, I
It's
don't like liars. Everybody
exactly.
don't lie,
Mhm.
Dante. And I'm looking in the chat. Everybody don't lie because I don't lie.
Mhm.
So no, I don't do that.
And it's
I
like
don't. I
it's
don't
lies
lie.
that it can be cleared up. Like it's not even serious. Like Portia, you do these little lies that just own it. Yes, you gotta see removed, and then be like, oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Just own it. Yes, I went to producers and I got the scene removed. Simple as that.
Right. Exactly. Well,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
timer just went off, but I appreciate you coming up here. Of course, I know you will be in the chat.
Mhm.
So,
Most
thank you for
definitely.
coming up as always, because you always come.
You welcome.
So,
You
thank you
too.
for coming up.
Have a nice.
All right. Thank you. All right. Next up is LB, and then we have one more caller after LB by the name of Nikki, and then after that, we'll be closing this out. So, LB, you're back up here again, girl. Let's go.
Hey, Scotty, how are you?
All right. What's going on?
Nothing much. I just wanted to, first of all, let me just say, Phaedra does not need to come back. Sorry. She was boring, first of all. And even though I felt like what Kenya did to her as far as flirting with Apollo and all that kind of stuff, yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
wrong. But overall, Phaedra is shady. She's boring. And she acts like the victim, when she's clearly not. So I don't care to see Phaedra back. Um, as far as Kenya goes, here's the thing: I don't hate any of the ladies. I like
Mm-hmm.
them all. All of them have been messy. All of them have, they have some redeeming qualities about them. I know a lot of people give Kenya a hard time. Kenya is good for TV. I would say that she's very good for TV. She knows how to play the game. Yes, Kenya has done some foul things, and I think she continues to do foul things, and that's why people keep their knee on her neck. It's one thing to do things in the past, but Kenya throws daggers. But Kenya's good for TV because I have
Mm-hmm.
heard from all the ladies that Kenya's actually a great friend off camera.
I
So
heard that too.
she's yeah, so I think she's just playing a game. Kudos to Kenya. I didn't ever hear that Portia admitted that she knew those things were fake about Kandi, but if she said that, then she was absolutely wrong. Especially to bring that thing on TV. You just don't do that. That's some things you discuss off camera. You don't do that in front of TV because that could have been very detrimental to Candy's career, to her livelihood. You just don't get that low in that gutter.
Yeah.
Um, you know, um, as far as the shakeup of the cast, I do like Kenya. I like all the ladies to stay, to be honest with you. I like everybody that they have now. I don't know about, how do you say her name? Fallon, whatever her
Yeah.
name is.
Fallon. Fallon.
Fallon. I don't know about her because even though she seems like she has the lifestyle that we would like to see on TV, she comes across as a bit boring. And so, but we didn't give her a fair chance either. So, I don't know. But I think they should add people to the cast. And like you said, I think it was you that you don't have to necessarily be some big person that we know about. Just be somebody who's living the lifestyle and
Right.
let them get acclimated into the group, you know. Um, but yeah, I would just like to see a little shake up, maybe just an addition, not really a subtraction. Because let me tell you, that damn Toya, she brought it. She crazy as hell, but she brought it. And I was kind of pulling for Drew at the beginning, but she started to piss me off towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? I want to see her back. I want to. We need that kind of craziness. That's what we're looking for. That's why we talk and we have discussions and we get mad every week. We have a new person to be mad at week in, week out. I think it's all fun. Just throw some other people in there, spice it up a little bit, and then I think
That's the
production is
biggest issue.
accountable. They need to stop giving us these tidbits. Go ahead and give us the full throttle. You know, I think it's only fair for us as viewers. They're kind of lazy. They leave a lot of things out. And I've seen that to be the norm across the board, not just with Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Potomac, Basketball Wives. They just kind of do a lot of things to the production that leave us in the dark with a lot of things.
Most definitely. And
All right.
there it is.
That's my time.
You're all right. Thank you for coming up, LB. I appreciate it.
I love you, Scotty. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Bye bye. All right. Let's see. Nikki, you're up next. I don't know if you want to show your face or not, but you're up next. I know you've
Hey,
been waiting for a while now. I know you've been
yeah.
waiting for a while now, but we here. We here
Can you
though.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good.
Yeah. You are speaking facts, man. I am with you on all that you talked about. I am so tired of hearing people say that Kandi should get over it, that she made money doing the dungeon tour and yada 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 yada. People act like they are so forgiving. If that would have happened to them, they would have been, I mean, it would have been a whole bigger turnout than what happened. I mean,
Exactly.
that's that girl's livelihood. That's her brand. And they all attacking her and saying she should just forget about it. And why? First of all, Phaedra ain't never owned up to it.
Mm-mm.
She ain't apologized. She just left and went on with her life, and she think that it's okay. And then you come back and then what we supposed to do? Shake hands and be friends? No. If Phaedra come back, either Kandi gonna leave or she not gonna film with her.
Mm-hmm.
If
And
that
there will be no
happens,
point.
exactly. Then what is the point? Because she has no alliance with Kenya or Porsha. So I mean, what's the point of bringing her back? That nicks the storyline. So to me, I agree. New cast. They need a whole new production too, because them producers just totally. I don't understand why they let so much play out into the social media world. They made more play out there than on the actual episode.
Yes.
They totally destroyed the bachelorette party because they aired too much in social media, and then when we got to it, we already seen half of it. It was just too much aired out previously. There was no
Mm-hmm.
suspense. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I agree they could add more people to the show. I don't necessarily mean they need to take people away, but they could add more people for sure. Um,
Yeah. I think like we said before, I think it's more so of a production issue. I think the season would have been much better if the production was on point and they were not. They cut out a lot of things that happened, especially at the beginning of the season, like the Kenny and Portia situation. Latoya and Portia had a beef when the season first was when they first filmed. Latoya and Portia had a beef, but we don't know that because we didn't see it. It's a lot that was happening and we didn't see it. So I think
right.
that's really the issue here.
Yeah, and when they did air certain stuff, it looked like when people blew up or something happened, it looked like, well, wow, why did that come out like that? It didn't come out right. It's like we missed something. You hitting the rewind button trying to figure it out. They definitely need better production. They got to do something with that. And that's what a real shakeup need to happen.
Most definitely, the production team is terrible. That's really it. Like it's terrible, and I just don't think that they need to go and bring back old people at this point. Like, what's the point of recycling old cast members at this point? Like, just move forward. That's
Right.
how I feel.
And go younger because there is a lot of younger people watching the show. So bringing in the younger people will, they'll migrate up, and as people leave, keep it going. So,
Yeah,
but I appreciate you because you were speaking facts. I was finally glad to hear somebody actually telling the truth about, I mean, what really went on. So
Yeah, I would honestly say that I feel as though I'm one of the few that really sees it for what it is. I know that there are other YouTubers that I know for a fact that see things the same way that I do. I know for a fact Rodney the Voice sees the same thing I see. I know Erica De Niro sees the same thing that I see. Like I know those two for a fact sees it the same exact way I see it. And I be getting so frustrated sometimes because I feel like, am I the only one that sees this? Am I the only one that sees this?
I mean,
And then
because
I get it. So,
I'm to be honest, I am a Kandi fan, but I am
mhm.
open to see when she mess up and do something off the chain, I could critique that just as well and say, hey, that wasn't right, you know. But I'm glad that you spoke true facts. I'm with you all the way.
All right then. Well, thank you for coming up, though. I definitely appreciate that.
Thank you, Scotty.
All right, no problem.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay. LB says she wanted to come back, so I'm gonna let her back up for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna get off of here because I'm getting sleepy. Oh yeah, the Brooke Ashley and Country, most definitely. I love both of them. I forgot to mention them too. Okay, you're back up.
Hey, Scott, let me go real quick. So, what I forgot to mention was the Porsha and Candy beef. My thing with Porsha and Candy is, so Porsha did what she did, right? You know, she was wrong.
Hmm.
Candy, I don't know if Candy ever said she forgave her. They would try to work on things. I can't remember exactly what Candy said. I'm just gonna assume, just for argument's sake, that Candy said they would work on it. Okay.
Hmm.
I understand Candy's gonna have triggers. I get that. And to me, Candy doesn't have to forgive her if she doesn't want to. I don't give a damn how much money Candy made off of it. Candy has no, she's not required to forgive Porsha for that. The problem I have though is when the other ladies get into it with Porsha, they bring that up
Hmm.
because they know that it's going to get under Candy's skin. My thing is, be a damn woman and stand on your own 2 feet. You have a beef with Porsha, fight with Porsha. Quit bringing up Candy's issue with Porsha, because of course that's going to trigger Candy, and then Candy gets mad at Porsha for it all over again. If you're going to get mad at me for what I did to you right now. Because if you said you forgiven me and we're going to work on something, let's move forward and work on it. But it's not fair to me if somebody else keeps bringing things up and then you get mad at me all over again. That's just not right. I have a problem with that. And it's not really so much Candy because she can't help being triggered. You know, you
Right.
just can't help those things. But those other ladies, they know what they're doing. Their little messy asses. But hey, I still love it. All right, bye, Scotty. Get some sleep.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. So, with that being said, we are about to wrap this thing the hell up. And once again, I'm here longer than anticipated. Okay, it was only supposed to be no more than 45 minutes, but here we are at an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. Ranching with Ricardo, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry because I know I would have loved to have your commentary up here, but child, I'm getting sleepy as hell, and I know it's time for you to go to bed. Okay, with that being said, y'all, so um, somebody said go live right after the reunion. It just depends. I'm thinking about doing it. I am thinking about doing it. I don't know if I'm thinking about doing it. Just know I'm thinking about doing it. Okay, I'm thinking about doing it. Most definitely, I am. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what it gives. I might have a drink and do it. You know what I mean? But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I just want you guys to know that I do have a great memory. I remember every fucking thing, okay? Like it may be some things that I may forget, but I do remember most things, okay? And I'm glad that you guys were very receptive with this. You know what I mean? I'm glad that you were. I'm glad that you all loved it. I think I had a great time, even though there was maybe one or two people in here trying to get some bullshit going on, but you know that tends to happen anyway. Um, But I do appreciate you guys. I want you guys, like I said before, I want Team Scotty to be the type of team that I could just call on, bitch. You know what I mean? Like I want us to connect more. I want Team Scotty to be more vocal. You know, that's why I make those community wall posts all the time so we can have discussions, so we could talk, so we could chat, so we could do this. Because I think that I've been very distant from my Team Scotty family for most of the time I've been on here. More and more I'm interested in getting to know my Team Scotty family. Like, because you guys really keep me going. Not only do you keep me going, but you also keep Jamar going. You keep Josiah going. You keep like you keep us all going. You know what I mean? So I love you guys, and I love the support that you guys give. But like I said, I just want Team Scotty to interact just a little bit more. That's why I'm constantly making community wall posts, whether it just be a poll for what's your favorite song, because you know I love music and shit like that. So whether it's just polls or something like that, or whether it's just a random thought, I just want us to interact more and just talk a lot more. You know what I mean? So before I go, let me tell y'all a couple of things that I got going on this week. Um, the Whether You Like It or Not reality TV panel, well, Housewives panel rather, it will be on Monday night at 8:35, 7:35 Central Time. Okay, you know that the panel includes myself. It includes Giving You the Real Tea, Jamie, that's me, Niecy Dixon, Josiah's World TV, and Bundy Blue, who is on break from the panel, and Alexander Rogers, us seven. It includes us seven. So you know what I'm saying? You know, depending on who can make it and who can't. Simply Sakina could be up there on Monday, and so could really be because we had a great time last week. So it just depends on who can make it and who can't, and I'm always gonna have some room for them. So the Whether You Like It or Not panel is on Monday night at 8:35, 7:35 Central. Also, be ready for the second episode of Boys Night Out. This time it'll be on Giving You the Real T's channel. And if you don't know anything about Boys Night Out includes myself, Giving You the Real T, Josiah's World TV, and Jamar 84. We will be having a second episode of Boys Night Out this night at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central Time. Okay, that's going to be the next episode of Boys Night Out. We're gonna have a great time and great discussion. We was talking about this week's show in our group chat, so we're planning to make it great. But just know that it's gonna be 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central Time on Give You the Real TV channel this week. Me and Jamar should have a new episode of the Prelude this week, this Wednesday. You know, we normally do Preludes every Wednesday. We don't have anybody booked for an interview this week, so we may just do like a regular show. Who knows? I don't know. But if there's going to be an episode of Prelude, you guys will definitely know about that. I do plan on doing two panels in May because the Whether You Like It or Not panel is coming to an end in May. Up until Potomac, we'll be going on a long hiatus. When Potomac comes back, the panel will be back. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. I'm doing two panels in May. I plan on doing two panels in May. One panel will be about the Housewives of Atlanta, as far as after the season is over with. Um, there's a couple of people I want to include on that panel. I want to include House of Aaron on that panel. I want to include Rodney the Voice on that panel. And I know us too. I don't know who else I want. Probably Terrence. But I do know I want House of Aaron and Rodney the Voice on that particular panel. Please let Rodney know to hit me up about that because I definitely want him on that panel. But that's just one that's coming up in my head. Um, and I know House of Aaron has stated that he would work with me because he's worked with me before on my channel. So of course he'll show up if he can. So this will be after the season is over. But I do know they're on my wish list. I definitely want House of Aaron and Rodney the Voice, most definitely on this particular panel. The other panel, being that it is Mental Health Month, in May, I definitely want to do a mental health panel so we can talk about childhood traumas and depression and all types of things that we may deal with our mental health. And I want the same people from the colorism panel on this particular panel, which was myself, Kempire Radio, Erica De Niro TV, the Brooke Ashley, Contrary Canary, not Color Me Pink, Chocolate Beauty 81. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. I really hope I'm not. But just know that that was a lit panel, very intelligent discussion. Yah Cartiz, he was the other one. Yarrell was the other person that was on that panel. Um, just know that that panel was a great panel. That was one of the panels that I am the most proud of. Just to let you guys know before I go, because I'm supposed to have been gone a long time ago, but just to let you guys know, I'm always thinking about different things. There's always things running through my head. Yes, Nikki Starr. It was so many people up there. I be forgetting every time. But just know that my mind is always wondering. It's always thinking about new ideas, new ways to bring other YouTubers together and things of that nature. So, just be on the lookout. So those are the two panels that I'm going to start working on sometime this week. I'm going to start reaching out to people to see if they'll be willing to do it. And hopefully they will. I'm going to reach out to Aaron sometime this week about the housewives stuff. And hopefully I can get in touch with Robin DeVoice about the same thing. But yeah, yeah. With that being said, y'all, I love you guys. I just did another poll in regards to Monica. Right before I went live, I did another poll, and I'm just loving making y'all choose. It's so funny. Y'all don't want to choose at all. But with that being said, you guys, Team Scotty, I love you guys. If you are a true Team Scotty, before I go, put 100. You know what I'm trying to say. Like in like the emoji 100. Put it in the put it in the chat. Oh, I see a lot of 100s in here already. If you don't have 100, just put a thumbs up in there just to let me know that you real, that you choose Scotty. Yes, Brandon Hudson. You know I love me some Brandon Hudson, child. He's so messy, but I love him though. But however, with that being said, y'all, let me go. I know y'all see it in my face and I'm tired of shit. But I almost had 200 people in here. I almost had 200 people in here. That close. And I was doing it by myself. You know what I mean? Like y'all listen, I really be sleeping on me because I be thinking I can't pull 100 people, over 100 people in my chats by myself, but I can. I can. The fuck? But I gotta stop sleeping on myself, child. But I want to thank you guys for watching again. I really do. Like I said before, me and Jamar really want to bring Adrian Expressions on our show. We really want to bring him on our show. We haven't talked to him in years, so we have a lot to catch up on. But in due time, we'll see. We'll see how that goes in due time. Whenever we decide to reach out to him, it's just weird right now. But we really want him on our show. I think that'd be amazing if we had him on our show. But yes, with that being said, y'all, your boy is out of here. Aquarius, Team Aquarius all day. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for watching and everything else. Be sure to look out for any other videos that I do this week. Like I said, the Whether You Like It or Not panel will be Monday night, and Boys Night Out will be Friday night on Giving You the Real Tease channel. And I'm out of here, y'all. Until next time, I'll holler at you later. Peace and love, okay? Peace out.